Hey, what's going on, guys? This is Team Gohan Fighter back with another video. And yes, I just watched episode 1 of Dragon Ball Super, and it was pretty good. If I do say so myself. There were a couple things I didn't like, though, and I'm going to address them first since this is the first episode of the series. I'm going to address some of the things that I didn't like, because this is more on Funimation's end of it than anything else, not so much the story and shit like this. So, a couple things we're going to talk about first before we go through the actual quality of the episode. First thing, theme song. Didn't like the theme song. Besides the fact that it was in Japanese, and you guys know me, when you dub something in English, you should be dubbing the theme song too, especially since this is Dragon Ball Z, or Dragon Ball Super, I should say. And before someone says, oh, well, they can't do it, they did it for Kai. They did it for Dragon Ball Z Kai, they can do it for Dragon Ball Super, so do not tell me that they can't do that shit. Like, don't even get me started with that crap. They could do it word for word. Not so much changing the theme song, but like do it word for word in English with a paid English singer or whatever. I don't know. But yeah, so I didn't really know what the theme song was. I didn't know what it represented. It was just kind of like didn't really kind of make sense. And I didn't think it was that long either. Now, good, this could be a network thing, because networks usually speed up the theme songs, but I don't think that's the case since this was the very first premiered episode of Dragon Ball Super. So I highly doubt that they fast forwarded it, or made it shorter. So yeah, that theme song was pretty bland. Didn't understand it because it wasn't in English like it's supposed to. They're supposed to have a singer do it in English. I mean, Super is too big enough for them not to do it. So, and they did it for Dragon Ball Z Kai. So don't say they can't do it because they did it already once before. What's next? The one thing that really surprised me about this episode was, since this is the 8 o'clock airing, Eastern time, I should say, that they used the name Mr. Satan for Hercule, which is his, for anyone who doesn't know, that's his Japanese name. Hercule is his sort of English name. Not really, but it is, because, like, Mr. Satan, like, so they had to give him, like, a better name. Now, of course, this is before we found out that his actual name is Mark, by an interview from Akira Toriyama. Like, he was named Hercule, like, way before that was actually figured out. Like, I think that interview was, like, in '08. Like, they made the original dub in, like, when Hercule was introduced, like, in the early 2000s. So, like, that shit was already established by that point. So that was one of the things that really surprised me, because Geekdom 101... who is very reliable when getting information out, specifically stated that there was two different versions that Funimation had. They had an edited version, and then they also had the uncut version. So it was assumed to seem that the 8 o'clock version was going to be the edited version that was going to have him being called Hercule. Ironically enough, the Asian English dub, which is actually being dubbed in North America, in California, from another dubbing company in California, but it's marketed for the Asian audience. I actually came across, a clip of when they actually do the Hercule scene with Majin Buu, and they actually called him Hercule, not Mr. Satan, and that's their actual official version. So I think that's kind of ironically enough that, the Asian dub, even though it's slightly different, kind of did that to their full advantage, because a lot of the stuff that the Asian dub, I've noticed from some clips I've seen, they seem to be like copying a lot of the things Funimation used to do, but are getting a lot of the voice actors like to sound like the Funimation cast. Um, but that's not talking about the Funimation dub, of course. Um, so I don't really understand like why the uncut version was aired if they have an edited version for TV. Like why was like that's what I don't understand. Like I don't get it. Like and I've tried to find some stuff about that, but there's nothing really up online yet since the episode just aired. So um I'm not exactly too sure about that. And then also another note: Trunks' new voice um, is kind of iffy, but it's okay, I guess. It's not great, but it's okay. You could tell that she's trying to mimic Linda's Linda Bailey as much as possible, but she's kind of iffy with it. It's very hard to mimic someone else's interpretation of a voice. Um, and famously, it's been done with the Deke dub when Sailor Moon did their stings. So it's very hard to mimic characters. Um, but I just wanted to point that out as well. It's not bad. Like her voice is not bad. Like 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 Kid Gohan's voice is. Compared to the original Dragon Ball Z. Like, it's not terrible, but I'm just saying, like, that's like, I just wanted to point that out. Also, the music was kind of, like I said, the music was bland because it wasn't Bruce Falconer's music, which we pretty much knew that. Yeah, that's what you get. So, now that I've done ripping at some of the things that I didn't like about the episode, which mostly it was on Funimation's part, for the most part, let's talk about the actual episode itself. So Dragon Ball Super, it started off with a narration about how they basically defeated Majin Buu and all that stuff. Basically a recap of defeating Majin Buu. I'm not exactly sure what they used. I don't know if that was I don't know if that no I don't think that was Kai animation of the flashback. If that was either that or regular, I think it was regular Dragon Ball Z if I'm not mistaken, animation, but I could be wrong. Um, I think it was. I don't know, but for sure though. But I'm thinking it was. Um, So it's then after that it starts off with Goku and Gotenks. Goku is like in a farm thing, a tractor. Yeah, it was tractor. Red tractor. He throws down this tree stamp thing. That was the thing they showed on the screw attack thing. So I guess that's where it came from. So they show that, and then you get Gotenks, and he tries to do something while Goku's training and stuff like that. Because I don't know. Gotenks actually falls off the tractor. He falls off a cliff with the tractor, and then Goku uses his transmission to save his ass. Basically, save Gotenks' ass. And so then they got this whole, Goku pep talk. Boo's gone, but I need to get stronger to protect you guys, protect the Earth, basically. And all that stuff. Yeah, that was how that was, and then we got Hercule and Mr. Satan up in here with what was that? Majin Buu. That was when they did the whole, Boo's all pissed, he wants his, candy, whatever. And Hercule's like, oh, just go over there to the next room, and stuff like that. And then, Hercule basically, saying that, oh, he's a student or whatever, and stuff like that. Then after all that's done, freaking Hercule gives Um, Majin Buu and Masas. Oh my god. Oh my god, I hate Hercule so much. He is such an ass kisser. It's not even funny. By the way, I'm gonna refer to him as Hercule because that's what I knew him as. So you guys pretty much should know who I'm talking about at this point, anyways. Um, so yeah, it's whatever. Um, so then we got that going, and then it's like, after that was done, it's like you got Videl and Gohan. They're in the new house. They got married. We pretty much knew that already. Uh, that all happened, but then we got Beerus and Whis, and we seen that scene. We seen the sneak peek on Toonami, though I already knew Beerus blew up a half a planet with the tap of the finger. It's just that I didn't know what led up to it, which we got the sneak preview of that, and we, basically it was the food. He's eating the food, and he sort of likes it, but he doesn't like it. So he says he'll destroy half the planet. So then he uses the, with the fingertip and destroys half the planet. Um, and that's basically how much Beerus shows how much of a badass he is. Um, basically. Now I know there's going to come in the coming questions of what leads up to Battle of Gods, since wasn't it like 37 years, 37 years in the movie, right? For Battle of Gods. So I think something's going to happen, because like I'm thinking that was in the past or something, because it's 37 years into the future that he goes to sleep. So unless of course they change that, I don't know. But I'm thinking like that if they kept that in there, then I'm thinking that's what that is, and they're showing like a flashback of it or something like that. So yeah. Then we move on, and then it's like Trunks and Goten. Well, actually, first it's Goten's. Goten's wants to give Videl a gift for the wedding, but like there's like it's too expensive. A lot of the stuff is too expensive. He actually meets up with Trunks, and so like they try to get a gift. They go to a jewelry shop. It's like they can't get this, they can't get that, they can't get jewelry. They can't do this. So eventually, Bulma had suggested getting them this like stuff that can clear their face or whatever, from getting wrinkled. So they go to that store, and it's very expensive there. So then they overhear this old guy who says these prices are ridiculous, and says that there's this hot spring where you can get this type of water or whatever that can clear your face and stuff like that. So they ask for directions, and then they basically fly there because that's what they can do. They get there, they get their water, and then they get attacked by a big ass snake. And they basically take care of that snake after playing hot potato with the water bottle for a while there. They take care of the snake. They go back there, and they give Videl this hot spring water, basically, as they called toilet water. Yeah, that stuff. Yeah, because that didn't make Videl mad for some reason. So Videl then puts it on her, and she's like, "Oh yeah, this is awesome." Gohan's there, and they talk for a little bit. So yeah, that's kind of where that goes, and then Goten, basically meets up back with his father, Goku, the hope of the universe. And he says, "You did a good thing, son." All this stuff, and then we get to the end of it where Hercule's there, and he basically offers Gohan, or not, God damn it, not Gohan, Goku. First Gohan says thank you for buying the big, house or whatever, because Gohan and Videl have like a big house now, and Hercule bought it. But then, he says, thank you, Goku was like, thank you, I really appreciate it. And then Hercule basically says, since you basically, defeated Boo, and I got basically the credit because you're, a liar, just like you stole Gohan's credit, in the Cell Saga. Yeah, I still remember that. I still remember that, Hercule. You just took the credit. I watched it when I was a kid. You took the credit, damn it. Um, so fuck you, Hercule. Um, he took the credit with the Boo, basically, even though Goku, the hope of the universe, was the one that destroyed Boo with the spirit bomb thing. Though Goku did need help with that, I will say that. Yes, he did need help. But still, he was the one who had the final blow. So he should have got the fucking credit. Fuck you all. So yeah, Hercule basically then offers him 1 million zenny or whatever, because that was the prize money. It was basically in a briefcase. I think it was 100 million. I don't know Japanese money, so I'm not. I'm just gonna assume that it's like $1 million. Now I could be totally wrong about that. It could be much more. It could be much less. I don't know. I don't know how. I don't know exactly. I'll have to. I'll have to look that up. I'll have to look it up how much that 100 million. Well, 100 million zenny, right? 100 million zenny. So would it be $100 million? That's not. Yeah, that probably is what it is. 100 million zenny, $100 million, right? That's what I'm thinking it is. I know. I just figured it out. Damn it! God damn. So 100 million zenny, I'm assuming, is $100 million, but I could be wrong about that. But it is the closest thing that I can think of right now. That makes sense. Okay, so he was offered this money. Okay, Goku doesn't want it because Goku is Goku. You know, he doesn't want bribes. He's the hope of the universe. He's a superhero. He don't want that shit. You know. Apparently, Hercule had offered it to Vegeta, but Vegeta denied it. So then he comes and offers it to Goku, and Goku doesn't want it. Gotenks tells him you should take it, because because Goku has to work or whatever right now because they don't have any money. So basically, with this money, he won't have to work anymore, which means he can train more now rather than work. So that's what ultimately convinces Goku to take it. He didn't want it, but he's like, oh, you know what? I can start training more now, to protect you guys, because that's what he said at the beginning of the episode. He wants to protect everyone because, that's what Goku does. He's the hope of the universe, of course. So he takes the money, gives it to Chi-Chi. Chi-Chi goes nuts and's like, oh, we can give, Gotenks a private tutor and all this other stuff, private schooling and all that shit, to Gotenks, basically. And he basically asked him, like, now I not work and just, like, train at King Kai's. And she says, sure, just stop by from time to time. He's like, okay, bye. And he just instant transmissions away and stuff. And then they had like a funny scene at the end with Master Roshi after Goku left, about the 100 million zenny. And he basically, just gets his butt whooped and kicked out by Chi-Chi. And that was basically the end of the episode. Solid first episode to start the story. Just a couple of things that I didn't like, obviously. I pointed out, I think the theme song should have been translated in English, word for word. It still would have been the same theme song, just at least translated in English. They did it for Kai. They could definitely, most certainly, have done it for Dragon Ball Super, and they should have done it for Dragon Ball Super. It's Dragon Ball. Like, come on. That's bullshit right there, Funimation. What else? Again, I don't exactly know about the whole, edited version since they were calling him Mr. Satan, not Hercule, and, it was said, at least Geekdome said it, and Geekdome is very reliable when this stuff is out, so I'm not exactly too sure about this, I just assumed because that's what Geekdome 101 had said, and Geekdome 101 is pretty accurate with a lot of the stuff. With a lot of this info as of late that's been coming out. So that was the one thing. I was pretty surprised about. I was like, huh? Um, yeah, no, but I'll be watching it again at 11:30 too. But because it's Dragon Ball Super, I want to watch it again, see if there's anything different in there. But I doubt it. But that's what I'm gonna probably do. So yeah, I'm not exactly too sure what the difference will be at the 11:30. It will be the same episode, but the only thing I would like to see, well, one, I want to see it again anyways, but two, I want to see what slightly will be different, because like I said, the 8 o'clock broadcast was definitely sort of uncut, since I mean Hercule was never called Hercule, he's called Mr. Satan. um, that's the only thing I really don't understand exactly. Because I thought that was supposed to be the Kidder version. That's why I thought also they would have the English theme song translated. Well, no, it would have been still the same theme song. It's just word for word translated in English. That's what they did in Kai. So, like, that's what I don't understand either, why they didn't do that. The background music was really eh. And like I said, the new Kid Trunks voice actor is decent. Not that bad, not terrible like Kid Gohan. Kid Gohan and Kid Goku's voices in Kai are terrible. And I refer to Kid Goku in Kai because there are some flashbacks where they do use the new Kid Goku voice actor, and she is horrible as Kid Goku. And Kid Gohan, in my personal opinion. No, she sounds so high pitched. It's the problem. It's so stupid sounding. Stephanie did it way better. That's all I'm gonna say. Stephanie is the best Kid Gohan and the best Kid Goku. Yes. So yeah. What else? Other than those couple of notes for the in terms of the episode, I liked where they were going with the story. I think it kind of balanced it out. Where we seen what Goku could do. We seen basically at what everyone could do except for Vegeta. Vegeta was the only one who was in the episode. He was referred to, but he wasn't shown. But other than that, everything was pretty good. Pretty solid episode. Like I said, not much music going on, but of course we didn't have Bruce Falconer, which is pretty much expected because, I mean, all the shit that went down with the suing and the lawsuiting and all that other crap, and Funimation just doesn't do that shit anymore, like that stuff. But I thought the episode overall was good. It picked up everything that is aligning the plot. Basically, you got the Beerus thing going. You got Goku. What he's where he stands. He doesn't have to work anymore because of the money. It's finally about time Hercule does something right, considering the fact he saved his ass like 3 times. Well, everyone did basically. So, yeah, everything seems to be aligning pretty good. Just a matter of, why they also narration. I believe that was the Kai narrator though. He said last time on Dragon Ball Z. It's kind of pretty cool. A little nostalgic there, right there. Like last time on Dragon Ball Z. So we're not going to hear that again. Yeah, but yeah, Goku basically, is still the man. He's still training because he needs to protect people, because of the Busa, because of what happened with Boo, which I thought that was very good. And we'll see what happens for the next episodes, but this is where it is right now. If you like my video, please subscribe, comment, rate. Let me know what you guys think. And let me know what you guys know about Dragon Ball Super. If there's any info that you guys know of about all these changes, let me know what's going on with that. And I do have a Patreon if you guys support my contents. That will be in the description box as well. And yeah, that's about it, guys. I'm out. I'm Team Gohan Fighter. And I'm Kamehameha to you guys later. Peace!